Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to be talking about 7 foundations that I've been trying out. I'm going to let you know which ones I like the least, which ones I like the most, and how I feel the way I do. And maybe I can help you in some purchasing decisions about what foundation to try out next, or maybe you're just really nosy in knowing how I feel about these things. So let's jump into the foundations. I've been really intrigued by like complexion products as of late, not just trying like eyeshadows and stuff like that. I want to try other things too. So there's been a lot of foundations that have come out as of late and I've tried a couple of them. Plus I also tried a couple that's been like a little bit more hyped up. Like I tried 5 of these are new and 2 of them are products that are semi-new, or like that were released last year that became really viral on TikTok, and I decided to try them out and I want to let you know how I feel about them. These are a great mix of affordable, mid-range, absolute luxury. There are some sheer coverage, there is some full coverage, and I'm gonna let you know how I feel about them based on how they work on me, on my skin. I am 40 years old, I live in a humid climate. Right now it's pretty dry though because we are in winter, but it's definitely warm and sunny. I am in Texas, and also I do have like combo skin. I get very oily in my T-zone, so I can't do something that's too dewy or sticky or just greasy looking on me. I also don't prefer something that has a thick consistency because I do think that that tends to settle into fine lines when you are the age that I am in. So I'm gonna start with the one that I like the least, and then I'm gonna work my way up to the one I like the most. And if I have any B-roll of the thing I feel like I should. I'll see if I can get some B-roll of me applying it up as well so that you can see how it looks. But on the bottom, I'm actually going to put this new one by Tarte. This is the Amazonian Clay Liquid Gem Foundation. This is a liquid. I've used it with a sponge. I've used it with a brush. All of these I've used with a sponge and a brush. This is very full coverage and it does look a smidgen heavy on the skin. It looks great on camera. Amazing. This is definitely one of those if you are in a position where you need something that's full coverage and that would look good on camera, on a distance. Maybe you're in dance competitions, maybe you are like in Zoom meetings, like what do I know? It's not on me lovely in real life. It is very heavy on my skin. I have this one in 26 light, medium, neutral, and I will say it is a smidgen light on my skin. I always try to buy a light medium neutral or a light medium neutral golden, or if there is not a light medium neutral, I try to do a light medium warm because I'm more warm leaning than I am cool leaning. This one is a little too light for me, but I don't think that this is an awful foundation. It's just a little heavy for what I like on my skin. But if you do like a full coverage foundation and you like something that feels a little, I don't know, creamier on the skin, it's not greasy though, there are others that are better than that one. This one is the About Face. That is my hair, like I can see it. This is the About Face one. This one is called the Skin Focused Foundation, the Performer. First of all, I don't like the packaging. I feel like this is a little clunky. There is something about how it just doesn't feel super refined, and I don't love the doe foot, but also the opening is a little tight. So you end up like pulling it out and you get foundation everywhere. I've got the foundation on me, on my keyboard at my computer when I was opening this one. I've gotten it here on my makeup products, on my desk. It is not ideal. This one is said to be like a buildable skin-like finish. I think this is a sheer to light coverage and you have to use a lot to get a medium. This is a light coverage foundation. And I also think that this is a light coverage foundation that on me didn't, and even you said it in the comments, it looks a little patchy. There was something about it that just looked a little off on me. And I don't know if that was my age, if that is where I live, if that is my application, or if that is just my skin type, that it blended with my oils weirdly. I don't know why, but it didn't look flawless on my skin. And I have things that look flawless on my skin. So I just felt like this isn't meant for me. I've heard people who have dry skin who love this one. I just thought it was a little meh. Not horrible, but a little meh. Now let's get into a foundation that is not new, but it got super popular on TikTok when Michaela reviewed it Big shocker. And this is the Polite Society More Than a Pretty Face foundation. By the way, this one I got in light, medium to neutral. And this is actually a good shade for me, this one. The Polite Society one I got in light W, so a light warm. So they had, I think they had either fair light medium or very light medium. They did not have any light medium, so I got the darkest one in light, and they did not have one that seemed that it was going to be good for me, so I got a warm. This is very yellow, and I do have a little bit of a golden undertone, but this is too yellow for me. This is not my shade, and if you have seen me apply this one on TikTok, you would have seen that this is not my shade. I can make it work with some concealer, with some, I can make it work, but it's not my shade. This looks beautiful on the skin. This is pretty glowy though. If you have dry skin and you want to get something that is a medium to full coverage serum consistency that looks and feels like nothing on the skin, just a very even, it's a very light consistency, which is what I love with the foundation. But this one, it becomes very, very glowy on me. Like to the point that it even started moving around on my skin and I had no foundation around my nose. It just disappeared. So this one I don't think is perfect for oily skin. Michaela loved it, but I'm fairly sure that Michaela is in her early 20s and I don't know about her skin type. But for me, combo, oily, 40 years old, this was not the perfect one for me. It looked beautiful for 5 hours and then it needed a little babysitting. So it's great, but if you want a light serum feeling foundation, I actually prefer another one more than this one. And we'll talk about that in a bit too. I am wearing this one today, and this is the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. This is a full coverage, a long-lasting dewy finish. And again, dewy finish made me worry, but I don't think that this is, it dries down. It dries down and it doesn't become overly dewy. I think this is really beautiful. I got this one in light 280N and I am knocking this one down a little bit because this is very peachy. Very peachy. I think I was able to like get it to match my skin now, but when I put this on, this is a light and it is very peachy and almost a smidgen too dark for me, or that could be the peach in it too. But I actually really like this one. If you're looking for something that is full coverage from the drugstore and you want the full coverage, it's not heavy, but it's also not, it's not serum consistency, but any stretch of the imagination, and you want something that is not super matte, I actually think that this is a really beautiful one. But I haven't been loving it as much as I've been loving the next three that I'm going to talk about. But I still think it's a really beautiful one. And it's what I have on my skin today, together with a kind of a dewy blush that's giving a lot. But I think it's beautiful, but I like the other ones even more. Next one is going to be the Prada Foundation, and honestly this is beautiful. This is a medium to full coverage, very light in consistency. It blends in beautifully with your skin. It looks fantastic, and even when I don't wear a primer, it looks really nice on my skin for about 8 hours. If I use a mattifying primer, if I powder over, I can make this look great on me for 12 hours, but it is a $70 foundation. I will say, to its credit, I mean, it's an expensive foundation, but at least it's great. I mean, remember when I bought that Gucci foundation for what, like $60 or something? And it oxidized like 4 shades and it was super thick and heavy on the skin? This is great. This is a great foundation. It works beautiful on my combo skin. It does not move around. It does not look cakey or heavy. It's light and serumy in like consistency. It's easy to spread. It does dry down, but it doesn't look crusty. It's just a really, really good one. It is $70 and that's a lot of money. Next one is a drugstore. Okay, so this is position number 2. I think this is great. I think this is great. This is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfecting Essence. This is the one that has the little balls in it. Like, it is pigment that is like in almost like a gel serum, and when you start blending it into your skin, either with a brush or a sponge, I've used both and honestly both work, it does get to be like a light coverage, very skincare feeling on your skin. It looks fresh, it looks dewy but not greasy, and it holds up beautifully on the skin. But it is light coverage. This is supposedly a dupe for the, I don't even remember the name, but it's the same thing, like is almost like a serum and then this like pigment bubbles in it. It's from Chanel. I have not tried this one, but here's the thing. Even if the Chanel is better, this is still great. It's not great for the money, it's great. So even if the Chanel is slightly better than this one, it doesn't take away from the fact that this is great. Not great for the money, it's just a great product. And if you're looking for sheer coverage, something that looks fresh, something that looks like you just applied skincare on your face without looking greasy or oily, something that holds up on your skin, that fades gracefully and honestly just makes you look like you had a great skin day, this is, I highly recommend it. I really, really like it. I have this one in, I think it is like a light medium. Oh no, I have a medium 40. Medium 40. It works out pretty good for me. Again, this is sheer coverage. If you're looking for more coverage, this isn't it. I forgot to tell you about the Prada one. The Prada one I have in... literally cannot find. I don't know what shade I have of the Prada, but I will either put it here or down in the description box. But oh, here it is. Oh my god, I'm so silly. It is a light warm 25. I think this is the darkest light in a warm, and it is a really good shade match on me. Like, this is a good shade on me. Okay, number one, this one went viral on TikTok by Glamzilla, and this is from Laura Mercier, and this is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have mine in 3N2, so this is I think this is a light medium neutral, and it's called Camel. Great shade match. It is so perfecting on the skin. This is full coverage without looking like full coverage. It is more like almost an eraser for the skin. It just erases any like imperfection. I hate calling them imperfections because like we're all perfect the way we are, but it's not that it's covering them. It almost looks like it's erasing them. It is a very serum-like thin consistency that dries down on your skin and just looks satin, not dewy, not glowy, not matte. It just looks like your skin is having the best day ever. This one, if I do not use a mattifying primer under, or if I don't powder, it lasts on me about 8 hours, and I want the foundation to last longer than that, but again, my skin looks like its best version ever with that. Like, Glamzilla was not lying about how beautiful this foundation is. But if I do use a mattifying primer, and if I do powder my face, I can make this one last on me for 12 hours. This is truly a beautiful foundation, and I'm so sad that I did not discover this one last year as it was released. But again, I'm very excited that I at least discovered it now, because this is a great foundation. And if you have a similar skin type like me, I would very much recommend, well, both of these. A drugstore one and a more high-end one, depending on if you want full coverage or if you want sheer coverage. These are two great options, but this one I do use with a mattifying primer just to make sure that it's actually looking good on me for a longer time. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's actually a shorter video. Go me! I always film such long videos, but it's nice to have a shorter one as well. Let me know if you've tried any like new foundation favorites as of late. Let me know if there's a new foundation that you think I missed that I should be trying out. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you again very soon for a new video. Bye!